Hi everyone, welcome to our new statistics series. In this first video, we'll be looking at what statistics is, why statistics is important, and we'll also discuss the branches of statistics, and I'll be giving you examples. So please pay attention so that you can understand every concept in the course very well. So first, let's start by looking at the definition of statistics. We say statistics is a science of collecting, we collect data, okay, then organizing, then we organize the data, then analyzing, we also analyze it, and interpreting data to make informed decisions. So statistics is a science, but it is a science of collecting, organizing, analyzing and interpreting data to make informed decisions. Okay, it is just a way of understanding data and using it to solve problems. Okay, so let's take examples so that you can understand this better. Now let's say we want to determine the most popular lunch choices among students on KNUST main campus in Kumasi. Like, we want to know the food that these students mostly take during lunch. Okay, now to know that, we can collect data by asking students about the food they often take at lunch. So let's say we randomly pick some 910 students and we ask them that question. The first student we asked said gobe, another one said fufu, another one said fufu, the next person also said gobe, the next person said jollof, the next person said banku, the next person said gobe, the next person said gobe, another person said wache, going. Okay. Now, after collecting the data, which is this stage, collecting, then we'll organize their responses into table. You see, we'll organize their responses into a table. So those who said fufu were 89, fried rice 44, gobe 237, banku 17, wache 122, kenke 134 going. You can also present it using chart. Then you analyze the most common choice. So when you look at the table, the most common one is gobe, 237. And you can also see it from the chart. The longest bar, which is this bar, is for gobe. And finally interpret the result. And you can use this to make informed decisions. Let's assume someone wants to start selling food on campus, and the person doesn't know the food to sell. The person can look at this information and make informed decision from there. Okay. Maybe the person can say that, okay, the most common food is gobe, then let me start selling gobe. If the person doesn't know how to prepare gobe, the person can go for the next common one, which is kenke. You see. So keep in mind that statistics helps us to make sense of information, and it also helps us to find patterns or trends. Okay. Before we move on, let us define a few terms we will use often. The first one is data value. Data value refers to each value in the data set. Each of them, okay, like gobe, jollof, kenke, gobe. Each, let me say each person's response is data value, okay. It's also called datum, okay. Then the next one is data set. Data set refers to a collection of all the data values. So the list of all responses you got from the 910 students you asked the question, okay. All the responses, all the data values, all the 910 data values put together. So we can call it data set. Okay. Then the next one is variable. Variable is a characteristic that is being measured or that is being observed. Okay. You can also say it is a characteristic that can assume different values. For example, type of lunch. You want to know the type of lunch, right? So you don't expect all of them to have the same type of lunch. If all students were to say gobe, then that's no longer a variable, that's a constant. But because they will be giving you varying responses, some will say gobe, some will say fufu, some will say jollof rice, some will say fried rice, and the like. You see, you have varying responses, you have alternative responses. So that makes it a variable, that makes type of lunch variable. You see that. Then the next term is data. Data refers to the values that the variable can assume. So the variable can assume either gobe, jollof rice, fried rice, 10K or whatever. So that is data. You get it? Then another term is population. Okay. Population refers to the entire group of interest. Remember we said we want to determine the most popular lunch choices among students on KNUST main campus in Kumasi. So the population is going to be all students on KNUST main campus in Kumasi. So that means KNUST students who are not on the main campus in Kumasi are not part of your population of interest, because we have some KNUST students whose center is Obuasi, some Accra, some Volta region. You get it? Listen well. We want to determine the most popular lunch choices among students on KNUST main campus in Kumasi. So your focus will only be on students who are on KNUST main campus in Kumasi. Staff will not be part. So if you say your population is the whole KNUST, you are not right. You are including staff. You get it? Your focus is on students, and these students must be the ones on the main campus in Kumasi. That is your entire group of interest. Okay. Then let's look at the next one. Now, sample is a subset or part of the population that is used for analysis. So when we were asking the students the food they often take at lunch, so the 910 students we randomly selected from KNUST main campus is a sample at that moment. Okay. So let's look at branches of statistics. We have two branches of statistics. The first one is descriptive statistics, and the other one is inferential statistics. Now, descriptive statistics is a branch of statistics that focuses on summarizing and organizing data to make it easier to understand. For example, calculating the average score of a class. Another example is finding the percentage of students who take a particular food for lunch and creating a bar chart to show the survey results. Then inferential statistics is a branch of statistics that uses data from a sample to make conclusions or predictions about a larger population. An example is, let's say, based on the survey of the 910 students' preferences at KNUST main campus, you might infer that 26% of students on the entire campus, the Gobe for lunch, even though the survey was only conducted with a sample of 910 students. So in this case, we are just using sample to make an estimate about the population in inferential statistics. Another example is predicting election results based on a survey of a small group of voters. Prior to the 2024 election in Ghana and in the United States, many statisticians came out to predict the result of the election. These statisticians only survey a small group of voters, not the entire population, to get their result. So both branches, that is the descriptive statistics and the inferential statistics, work together to help us analyze and interpret data effectively. Then let's look at the importance of statistics. So the first is in business field. Now, companies use statistics to study market trends, customer behavior, and sales performance. For instance, a company might analyze customer preferences to launch a new product. And I also gave you some example before that let's say you want to start selling food on campus for lunch. Okay. You can use the available information about the food students often go for at lunch to make informed decisions. Then in health. Now, in medicine, for instance, statistics help in drug testing and tracking disease outbreak. You remember COVID-19? Statistics were used to understand infection rates and the effectiveness of the COVID vaccine. Okay. Then in education, schools, your universities, colleges, secondary schools, and others, they use statistics to track student performance and identify areas of improvement. And you guys also do lectures assessment, right? The school collects data from you. They collect your view, analyze it, and identify areas of improvement. Okay. Then in sports, coaches and analysts can use statistics to evaluate the performance of their players and strategize for games. Okay. Then the government. The government can rely on statistics for planning. That's why governments conduct census to determine the size of population and the needs of that population. Okay. Even those who trade forex, crypto, derivatives, and the likes, okay, those who do financial analysis, they use statistical measures and tools like simple moving average, exponential moving average, stochastic, relative strength index, average true range, standard deviation, moving average, convergence, divergence, and the likes. They use it to predict market price. That is whether the market will be bullish or bearish. Okay. And then you also see statistics in action in news reports, social media polls, and research studies. Okay. So in the next tutorial, we'll look at types of data. And I want you guys to comment below with one example of anything we treated in this tutorial. Okay. And if you found this tutorial video helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials. Thank you.